And we're gonna watch this Remielle trailer. Or Remielle demo. And go through with like a fine-tooth comb, and then we'll do like our Shiyu and stuff. So, everybody, if I have not welcomed you in individually, welcome in, as you know that I do all the time. Thank you and happy Friday. We've already started out a popping Friday to the point where I'm stun locked. So we're gonna keep it together. We're gonna keep it together and we're gonna watch this. I have been told that I would really like this and that there's a lot that's going on here. So hopefully we'll see whether it confirms or like debunks our theories, and then we'll go through and we'll see what the hell's up. So just like old times, I have a feel it's gotta be from like before she got frozen, right? It's gotta be from that. I'll try to stay quiet for like most of it, but I'm sure I will I'll exclaim. I'm sure I will just go, bah! Let's go. Put the captions up. Oh, they're fighting.
You shouldn't have come here, Remielle.
Oh, wait, is this a continuation from like the OG, from the first trailer?
All this time, shouldn't you be a little more welcoming of your old friend here? What do you think?
Oh, she deadass has a knife.
Turn back now. Or...
Fine. Truth is, I wasn't really sure how to greet you either. Should I say long time no see, or maybe nice to meet you?
Oh? Oh.
Let's begin. I've been
That's a
waiting for
crazy
this moment.
statement.
Void Hunter trial. Only you could come up with that. This honor was always meant to be yours. Why not accept it gracefully?
If I hadn't suggested this, you never would have accepted my challenge. Isn't that right?
So this is like a friendly fight then. Oh?
Dance with me.
Holy
Like old times.
shit.
You seem to have gotten rusty. Though I guess that cold look of yours never changed. All right then.
Oh, Sunbringer, the woman that you are.
Everyone calls you the hero who dissolved the Hive Lord Hollow. Such an inspiring anecdote, isn't it? And yet nobody knows that what they've all placed their faith in is just a beautiful lie.
Oh?
You're a terrible dance partner, you know that? No one wants to get their foot stepped on. I'll forgive you this time. Now, again.
Happy to oblige.
Oh, now it's... Oh my god. Oh, now it's power unleashed. Okay.
Wow, you're good. But I think I'd like it better if we made it more spectacular.
Dude, there's no fucking way.
Grand, magnificent celestial nexus. This supposed utopia everyone takes pride in. Just how many lies have you spun to protect this so-called truth?
This is on a different level from anything we've seen the other characters do. Like, by such a wide margin. Our what?
My dance partner's not so bad after all. I won't count this as your loss.
Welcome aboard, Void Hunter, Remielle.
Dude.
So,
I shall watch the JP one next.
stay silent till the very end. Or is it that you don't actually know the truth either? Just as I thought. Fine then. Looks like this is as far as we go today. But I'll come back. And next time, I'll find the you who knows the whole truth.
There's a fourth one! Ah! Yeah! Oh my god! Do you know how much of a shot in the fucking dark that was? Yo! No way! Yo! Oh my god, bro. In the kitchen knife fight where she got the warrant for the assassination attempts, that probably is true because she, like, distinctly does not have Thaumiel there. She's not using Thaumiel. This is before she, so this is after she woke up, she went up one time, she fought Sunbringer, she's like, oh, you don't know shit, I don't even know who you are, you're fucking weird. Alright, I'm out. Next time though, it's on sight. And then she leaves. And then they were like, okay, she tried to kill Sunbringer. But she didn't, though. And then now she's coming back because she has Thaumiel. You thought it was kind of obvious? Well, no, because they distinctly said that there are 3 Sunbringers. That the construct split herself into 3. But then, we don't know, number 1, if the original got, like, destroyed or if it was just, like, it just displaced itself into the 3 other ones. We do not know what happened to the original aside from the 3 copies. We do know that the 3 of them all have motifs of 4. There's a big motif of like 4 with many things in the story, and then the Roscaelifer clovers and the ether symbol are like another point of 4, because all of Dracina's stuff is revolved around clovers. So the 4-leafed clover is like her entire design. And then the ether symbol having the 4-pointed star is like for the other 2 Sunbringers. I would not be surprised to find a whole other thing with Linvern that I have not caught on to yet. But the fact is, just saying like, oh, I don't have proof for it, but I think there's a 4th one. The second we heard she split is, oh my god, bro. She Pokeballed the Hive Lord Hollow and was using it as energy. If I have been correct about the Hive Lord Hollow since patch like 2.4, 2.5. Hold up. 5 months ago, this is in like February. I forget the exact date I uploaded this. February 5th, when I was talking about Roscaelifer. I used a picture of Dalaran. So I had said in this video that I don't think that she's like beat the Hive Lord Hollow. It's in this video. I'm not gonna go through a whole 17-minute like fucking blowing smoke up my own ass video about how I was right about Sunbringer. But I had said that it wouldn't make sense, number 1, for the Hive Lord Hollow to even be up there, because it would need something to corrupt, and the only thing that could feasibly corrupt up there is a flying city. So how the hell is Roscaelifer still around if the Hive Lord Hollow got, like, decimated? It said she eradicated the Hive Lord Hollow. That could not be further from the truth. Especially if Roscaelifer is still around, she would have had to destroy Roscaelifer and rebuild it and put it back up there. So the only alternative is that she did something to the Hollow that is allowing Roscaelifer to still exist. So the prevailing theory I have right now is that she turned it inside out, and that's why we have the singularity leakage. And the singularity leakage is because the Hollow is inside out. Now, I'm gonna show you guys something. Who the fuck? But we're gonna go through frame by frame of the video, but I wanted to show you guys something that I have been kind of like keeping in the back pocket. I apologize for keeping secrets like Lady Sunbringer, alright? Because it's gonna make, it's a real hell of a fucking doozy of like of a pseudo confirmation of like this whole thing. All right. Now, I've been saying, and you guys know I've been saying this for God knows how long. I think the hollow's inside out. Now, if we go to like, let's go to the Lemnian Hollow real quick, right? Pyros, you got a stunt on him real quick, guy. Thank you. Right now, we are in the Lemnian Hollow, right? Do you guys see that, like, fractal pattern? Because we're inside the hollow. Okay, yeah, you can see it from Siloon Bay. So, like, oh, how convenient. So you can see on the outside of the hollow is, like, the undulating fractals, right? Like, you guys see the undulating fractals? If we go to the Scammel Hollow, we'll see something similar, right? I'm pretty sure if we go to the Scammel and we look up, yeah, you can see it here too. So you see how there's like the fractal pattern in the sky, right? So now, the big thing is if we go to Buastrom, and we go to like Beckford Street, we've seen the fractal patterns. But tell me then, everybody, what are we looking at over there? What's that over there? Covering Roscaelifer, what is that? I'll even make it bigger. I'll zoom in. What's that over there? If it has the same fractal pattern as the hollow, why isn't it a hollow? I'm looking at another floating, it's another part of Roscaelifer. This is still the Celestial Nexus. It might just be a game asset thing. It could be. It could also be, I'm pretty sure we discussed in the Discord, somebody, I forget who notified me that it could be like the cloaking tech that we've seen in the summer event, which it could also be. But Ether Storm, we've seen highly condensed ether, but it still doesn't produce like the hollow fractal pattern. The golden fractal, just like the hollow. Or the depth of field might be too short to load it. Maybe. But that's not where a hollow would be either way. Like we're see, and it's like very visible. Like it's very intentionally visible. Like you can, I'm zoomed away like pretty far, and you can still see it. Could be a power station, and if it is a power station, again, why is it producing a hollow-like pattern? But then you think about how the singularity leakage works, and they say that the singularity leakage is not a hollow, but you are in like the exact same location but hollowified. Like you're not in the hollow, you're in the like the location from Roscaelifer, but like dark-sided, like night mode. It's highly concentrated ether. But have we seen that anywhere else that would be like we don't see that around the Shiryu pillars. And those would be like the highest concentration of ether possible. Was she Pokeball the hollow with someone inside? That's why Remy wants answers. I think Pokeballing the hollow itself, I don't know if that's possible. That's why I think that she Pokeballed the Enchainer. And by Pokeballing the Enchainer, you can make another Void Hunter weapon. But also, by Pokeballing the Enchainer, you would drastically decrease the size of the hollow, like we know with the Dead End Butcher from Chapter 1. So let's go back. We'll do the same thing we did before. Let's go watch the Japanese Remy trailer. You said there's more lore here? Why would it have more lore? Made Remielle's dagger disappear in the fight? There's one thing I want to check on the dagger too. I love their voices though. These are some really good voices. She doxes her name in Japanese only for some reason. Are you serious? You sent the faceless Bangbu? Oh shit, wait, hold up. It is a rabbit. It's got the little buck teeth and everything. That's scary. Scary. Oh, dude. Damn! Oh my god, that does something to you. Oh, that does something to you. Ooh, boy. Boy. I just gotta, like, appreciate this for a second. He's tired of looking at straight BS. Yeah, me! He's tired of looking at a fucking clown. Me! Holy shit. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, she's just tired as fuck. But also, the dagger has lettering on it. I do want to see what that says. It's crazy how like the captions are like one-to-one from the English one. This animation is so good though. So that ability right there, we're gonna go back and look at it. There's a shot where the lettering is like very clear. Ooh, it was like right there. Stella Bow? It's Stella SP something. Oh, Star of Hope. Oh my god. That move is so fucking cool. The fact that it's a sword that turns into a spear is just even cooler. And it's a spear that's also a flag is like triple cool. Like this is just such a cool fucking character overall. Sunbringer's not toying with her. She's actually fucking fighting. I think she's not intending to kill, but she's definitely not toying with her. Like look at that, bro. This is so fucking cool, man. Them flying through all of this frozen stuff. Cause she's like, this AoE freeze is just that much. That freeze AoE is massive. The original multi-tool. Look at this. Then using the parry sound effect of the game for that was just fucking cherry on top. Like this fight is no joke. Oh, the small smile too. She was actually happy. And she's laughing too. And now they're here. And now we're here. The Sunbringer laugh is like, that's so tragic. I'm not sure we were supposed to hear. The best guess of the centered text is past sins. So when does she say this again? What exactly are you afraid of our... Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. I'm gonna sound like a fucking freak, dude. I'm gonna sound like a freak. Yeah, Hive Lord. What exactly are you afraid of, our Hive Lord? I mean, it fits. It does fit. The word void works. What are you scared of, our Zone Zero, or Zero Zone? But let's go back to the English one just so we can, like, understand what's going on here. What exactly are you afraid? See, I think... Let's break out paint. Let's break out paint. If we're gonna go... Alright, listen. If we're gonna go and think about, like, the meaning behind what she's trying to convey. So, what exactly... I'm just gonna fucking type this, bro. I gave up so quick. I think if we're looking at this with the meaning that she's intending, right? What exactly are you afraid of? You. What exactly are you afraid of? This is usually meant to denote that the person they're talking about is like a person in power. Because what exactly are you, like, what could you be afraid of? What could you, of all people, be afraid of? You being, like, the important word here. So, that's assuming that the you in this situation, being afraid is, like, normally a contradiction. Right? I think past sins is a really good guess. We're trying to, like, I'm breaking down what I'm taking from this, like, statement. So, this meaning that she's referring to a person in power, and the person in power must be fear, or at least presenting fear of something. So that means, number one, Sunbringer is the leader. And that's, like, pretty obvious, right? Like, Sunbringer was their leader. And number two, probably strongest. And number three, we know that she's protecting something. She said that in the present. She said that in the present battle. I'm like 95% sure. And we're gonna watch it again. But these are, like, the main notes that we can take away from it. Is, like, number one, that we can assume that Sunbringer is, like, in a position of higher power, like an echelon above Remielle, an echelon of authority or, like, power above Remielle, and she's protecting lies. And she directly references the Hive Lord Hollow. Then I think one thing we can take from this is that the Hive Lord is, like, not what we think. Right? Hive Lord might still be around. So what exactly are you afraid of, our blank? Like, so what exactly are you afraid of, our Lord Commander? What exactly are you afraid of, our venerated leader? Our strongest Void Hunter? Like, it's meant to say, like, what could you possibly be afraid of with your title? A Twitter post from Timely Zhao? Different way of saying teacher? Maybe. We'll check it out. Let's check out the Timely Zhao post. Oh, look at that! Wow. Yeah, so it's a different way of saying the same thing. I'll bring it up here. Shout out to Timely Zhao for this. Really good pickup. Timely Zhao picked up on the same thing. If we analyze the Sunbringer name between different languages, we have usually 6 or 7 letters, or directly 2 words, and you have Spanish making it super long, almost more like a title rather than a name, which makes sense with English saying our. Yeah, so, like, our Lord Commander, like, she's saying it derisively. She's saying, like, for the specific purpose of, like, drawing contrast to the fact that she's showing fear. So, past sins, I think, could be something that fits, right? But that doesn't really fit the context of the sentence. And it doesn't fit the way that she said it, either. So, we're gonna go back and we're gonna go... One thing I'm curious about here. No way. Is this why Remielle picked... Dog. Yo. Does she not have the stars in her eyes? And that's why Remielle was like, it can't be you? Now we have to go check the past one. Wait.
to meet you.
I don't think it is either, no. That's why she's saying, nice to meet you. Because this one doesn't either.
Let's begin.
It's the same eye. And there's literally zero difference. It's still Eldrada through the whole way. Yeah, it could be that the split happened more than 100 years ago. Alternatively, it could be that as like a model is just like what Sunbringer looked like at the point of the split. Because she doesn't refer to her as Eldrada, right? Well, there is a difference. The light in her eye is dead. Oh, yeah. She's got no light in her eye. I do see that. Big dog. That's not her. That's not her. She's got the star here. Real Eldrada still stunned on Hollow somewhere? I'm almost positive, bro. If she's being controlled by yokai, does her eye denote that? It seems like my best guess is, yeah, it's probably like a body double that has like similar programmed abilities, essentially. And the star denotes her active control. Yo, that's fucking cool. Look at her present eyelids. They're shading under her present eyelids like bags. Oh, dude. Yo, they straight up might just be organic, man. Yeah, no, they're not in the past one. That's a good call. Maybe it could be that like it's the same model and like the shading is more extreme, but that is like a pretty wild detail. If you compare Eldrada's eyes to original Sunbringer, yeah, there is still a difference. I completely agree. So I think you're right in that the split happened more than 100 years ago. And maybe it could also be that she just didn't fucking tell anybody. And maybe that's what Remy's pissed about. Remy might be pissed because she's fighting with this Sunbringer thinking that she's the real one. And the Sunbringer that was leading them was like supposed to be the real one. And she never told them that she split. And like lost her memories. And then she comes back 100 years later and she finds out that they split. Yeah, there's Ginny and there's Ghost. Ginny was the yellow one, right? So I mean, there's a possibility that it's Ginny. But I just don't see how that would be. She has the potential lore tattoo, but she has a back scar? Wait, who? You can see in the fight, Eldrada, no fucking way. I didn't see it. It's blinking, you'll miss it. Oh my god, it's the shape of a cross, shoulder to shoulder and down the spine. You won't see it here. Oh, you can barely see it, bro. Yeah, and you can see even the tops of the eyes here. She doesn't have the stars there. This is fucking weird. She's actually doing Sephiroth's like neutral B from Smash Brothers. So, what I'll say, let's close up with the scar in Discord. Okay, bet. Holy shit. I still want to find it frame by frame. When do we see this kind of like square fractal showing up? There are a couple answers. When Ethereal dies, kinda. You kill enemies, yeah? But also when the enemies are made, when people corrupt, when things corrupt, they end up like that. If we look at the entire like White Hollow, it looks like that. Everybody feel free to join the Discord. We talk about lore and other stuff, of course, but we talk a lot about it. Flip the Bringer transformation. Oh yeah, dude, the Bringer transformation is a good example. Because he also fucks up the environment. Yeah. And you can see it does something similar. But these are more crystalline. And I think it's because he's artificial. He went straight to his fucking hand mode. I'm thinking more like what's his face? Like leaky-eyed Luca. Because then you see like the pattern persists on Ethereals. That's why they're all rocky like this. But you see also in the background, like the environment's already gotten corrupted. But if we go to like the White Hollow, it'll all be like that. Like the whole hollow is like that. So she is actively, we can take this in like one of a few ways, right? And also you see how it's like splitting off, dude, it's spilling. She could have, in this way, she could have turbo condensed ether to the point where she just immediately corrupted the localized environment. Like, we know that Lucia, specifically, uses ether coagulate to make the little projections that she does. She calls it ether coagulate. And one of the things that you can't replay, obviously. Obviously, she says it in, like, throwaway dialogue that you can't replay. But she calls it ether coagulate. And this looks like a similar process, but she's just, because look, it starts as a charge and then immediate crystallization and then it joins together. She's fucking it's just super condensed ether. Like she's just fucking mogging the local ether with her projection. She has such insane control over ether that she can just do that. What are the chances she did that to the Hive Lord Hollow? Very high. I think that's how she made the Pokeball. I think that this is probably just how she made the Pokeball. But in like a more offensive way. The Pokeball, she made it to trap the thing, which is why it was like still clear in some places, but it still had the little, it wasn't like a perfect sphere. It was like, it still had the little indentations on it. But this looks like just, and you can see it is also still, it's happening actively. When you go forward, it is like spilling out because it's still fucking happening. And then she does it again defensively to stop the kick. She does it defensively. So imagine if you are like, if a W engine kind of like coats you in a protective layer of ether because of the frequency stuff, right? Frequency, yada, yada, yada. We play the music and it collects ether around us and uses it as like almost a protective layer that helps us do other shit. She is doing that in like a single point area to the point where it is actively like fucking with the way it looks. Like she's like turning the ether into rock candy. Maybe she can create her own singularity leakages. She almost certainly can. She almost certainly can do what Pyroas does. It's almost as if the Hive Lord Hollow is trying to break out and that's how we're getting the leakages. Exactly. She might just be losing her grip. Or either that or it was just like a really long con. Like they just couldn't kill the thing. Or, because they have not found a host for that Void Hunter weapon specifically, they can never truly keep the Hollow in check. Alternatively, she wants to keep it around because it's a power source that's helping Roscaelifer stay afloat, or something to that effect. We were also talking in the Discord, and like Mobius brought this up too, in that Roscaelifer could exist in a kind of like Schrodinger's box situation, or Schrodinger's cat situation, where there are two instances of it existing at a given point in time. Whereas there's number one, the okay, perfectly fine, everything's jolly Roscaelifer, where everybody's happy and living okay. And then there is like the totally corrupted Hive Lord Hollow version of Roscaelifer that happened once upon a time that they have already condensed and they thought they put away. But normally, if you were to just turn it inside out and you'd be done with it, right? Like, but boom, it's fine because there's nobody perceiving that possibility. But now we're getting the singularity leakages because there is something perceiving that possibility actively. So it could be the creator because the creator apparently woke up. They're saying the creator woke up. So it could be the creator with its link to the Hollow woke up. And now it is the one linked to that Hollow perceiving it. Now we have to deal with the singularity leakages because it's not contained anymore. Because there is a being that is actively looking at it, essentially. It could be that the entity from the Pokeball is just like leaking back into the Hollow and like reforming itself. And it is now the entity. It could be that there is like some ne'er-do-well, some like other third party that is actively sat there observing it for the purpose of trying to destroy Roscaelifer. Can't believe we're gonna lose Roscaelifer because of woke. So the other thing that the Pokeball could be is the thing that Storyteller's holding, or it could be like a portion of it. What about the worm? The worm is just a big fucking ethereal. The worm is just like a huge, super massive ethereal that seems to be forcefully created by somebody else. And I say that because that is the description, that's in the description for Gertha-Blulu. Girthy Labubu is like a creation of something malicious. Okay, Gertha-Blulu. A highly dangerous scorpion-like ethereal that fights with an ash-gray lance. Its powerful lower body and agile upper torso combine to create a combat machine that is both devastating and highly mobile. By burrowing through wormholes, with heavy quotations, it traverses the Scammel Hollow in search of its next victim to fall into the nest. Nest is the key word. Unlike ethereals transformed from corrupted wildlife or machinery, this creature was spawned by something far more terrifying, carrying an ether signature unlike any other. It was spawned by something far more terrifying. Now, what we can also see with this guy is that he's got both the organic and the creator ether. There's a mama ethereal that gave birth to this thing, yeah, forcibly. It's either like a forced corruption similar to a sacrifice, or they could just like make it. Because the other thing is, it's not like a corrupted person, and if it is, it's not fully corrupted because its core is in the center. The core is not in the head. This is like a golem, almost. What if the fourth Sunbringer is inside the Hive Lord Hollow? That's what I've been saying. There's like a non-zero chance of that. There's a non-zero chance that she's inside the Hive Lord Hollow trying to keep it in check and is not able to, or that she is, like, the fourth Sunbringer being an intelligent construct is the thing that is powering the Rosetta data. She is like the central processing unit that all the information flows through. And because she's like either waking up or like getting too old or something, she's unable to continue processing it with the same efficiency. Could it be a subsidiary ethereal for like the little bees that Nina makes? I think this is the equivalent of one of those. Yeah, this and the Alaskan bullworm are essentially like the little wasps. But the fun thing is, it is classified as an ethereal, right? There are only, I want to say, like 3 enemies that don't have a classification. Number 1 is Nineveh. It's not classified because it is a symbiotic ethereal swarm, so we don't really have like a stamp classification for it. This is multiple ethereals in one. Geppetto is a parasitic ethereal swarm. Same deal. We don't have an identifier for it. And then we have Hornet, which also doesn't have one. So this thing is just a creation. The two have formed a symbiotic relationship, and in some respects, they have reached a kind of group coordination. So we don't know what the hell spawned this thing. Maybe just Nineveh's existence spawns them, and that's why they don't even get a tag, because they're not an ethereal. They're not classified as an ethereal. This thing's an ethereal. There was something that was corrupted in some capacity to make this thing. So if they are the offspring of Tiamat, if Tiamat, let's say Tiamat is the big bad, which would be really funny because Sunbringer also has horns in the flag and all that, like the draconic elements. And so I'm pretty sure in Dungeons and Dragons, Tiamat is like the mother of all dragons, right? So 9-0 chance Sunbringer's Tiamat. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just gonna shoot that one out. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first. So, aside from that, we know that this thing was corrupted in some way. It was spawned by, right? But not in the traditional sense. Unlike ethereals transformed from corrupted wildlife or machinery, this creature was spawned by. So, there's a non-zero chance that the whole kidnapping situation, like with Rosina, is an effort to like put her into a fucking cocoon to make another one of these. A stronger one. With the abilities and memory of Sunbringer. Because if this dude was just a guy that they kidnapped, who was like already like a captain or something, like somebody like soldier of the guard or whatever, they kidnapped him, they turned him into this thing, they put him in like a cocoon or whatever, and out comes this guy. Then if they catch Dracina's Sunbringer, they get like a Sunbringer equivalent of one of these. Even if it's like a third of a Sunbringer, that's still a Sunbringer equivalent to one of these. Serpico's name sounds an awful lot like Scorpion. I mean, Serpico Scorpion? I mean, the other thing about this that's really interesting is that it has next to no ether signature. This thing, despite being as strong as it fucking is, does not have a strong ether signature at all. Like, it's hard to detect. And that's probably because of the same thing that goes on with Pyrois, where it has the creator's ether and the organic ether mixed into one. They're like canceling each other out. Almost like what happens with the human body. What if this guy is someone the OG Void Hunters knew? Yeah, could be. They could be familiar with the thing that spawns them. They could be familiar with the OG guy that this thing was. Yeah, Tiamat is another Mesopotamian entity. I'm pretty sure she wanted to, like, she was a creator of life, but she couldn't like quite get to making humans, right? It's something to that effect. She's like the mother of life. Yeah, I think the small bringer we see in the trailer is a fake. Like, I'm pretty sold on that. Because we, as the proxy, like Belle with Remielle, shows up and she's not happy. Like, she's not happy. Sumerian and Mesopotamian mythos are relevant with the name of the city. Yeah, it's literally Eridu. Eridu is like one of the first cities of humanity. 2 fake Sunnies? I mean, it could be that it's just a fucking shapeshifter. It could be like a doppelganger, because we know they exist, right? We know they exist. We just don't know if one of these things could be sophisticated enough to leave the hollow. If they tie into the D&D depiction of Tiamat as a 5-headed dragon, the fact that Roscaelifer is 5 covered with no way. There's no way. No, right now, I'm not even entertaining the thought. I'm not even entertaining the thought. We cannot have just made a shot in the dark again and been right again. There's no way. No. I think max for Sunbringers currently with the original one. If we include the original one, it could be 4 currently. If we don't include the original one and she's still split into a 4th one, I wouldn't be too shocked. If Tiamat is 5 Sunbringers even off of this shit, bravo. If she's just a 5-headed dragon, bravo. Enchanter might be a thing that came from the Black Wall. I so firmly believe, like, I truly see no other way for an enchanter to be something that is not the Void Hunter weapon. Like, I don't see it happening. That is one where I'm dead set on. Or Tiamat's the mother of Sunbringer. I mean, it could be that the creator would be Tiamat in this sense, right? Because Tiamat is like a creator of life. Okay. Is the cosmic ocean that makes Abzu the groundwater to produce the Babylonian pantheon and the creation myth recording in the Enuma Elish. Yeah, she gives birth to the first generation of deities. She's like literally the creator of gods. So it would not shock me if like another name for the creator would just be Tiamat in that sense. Maybe we knew the creator from like a different name in the past. And maybe old Civ knew the creator as Tiamat. But now as like the creator of the Hollows, the creator of the Ethereals, the creator of the fucking problem, we know them as the creator. Because usually in like creation myths, there are like different ways to refer to the creative deity that are titles and not the name as like a form of reverence, you know? So instead of like the name of the thing like Tiamat, you would call it the creator. Christian God, but also that comes from like the Old Testament Judeo-Christian books where it does have another name. There is like a proper name. But there's also God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Tiamat being the original name, and then the creator being the name that came after, the titular name, as to invoke reverence, makes sense to me. And if these like Mesopotamian entities are the ones that are like essentially the oldest form of ethereal, then it would double make sense that the creator would just be Tiamat. So then if Tiamat created the first wave of deities, being the Enchainers, then we would literally be using like the power of deities in that sense. Like the markings of these deities would be in the Void Hunter weapons. Let's go back to this though. This is such a cool fucking frame, bro. Because she throws the dagger here, immediately knocks it, picks it back up. I didn't know that she kicked it, bro. She kicks it. Again, just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Nothing there. Knife crime and Roscaelifer is crazy. That's literally what it is, huh?
Just like all
Remember's gotta keep up with the local culture. She's adaptive. Well, I want to see here if we don't catch anything from Sunbringer, right? Oh, we do see her back. See here, we actually do see the stars for like a second. So what the fuck is up with this then? Is this just like a graphical inconsistency because they're like using the same model, or like because she also doesn't have the eye bags here. So it really could be it. Yeah, maybe the idea of her being in control makes sense. Because she does have the eyes, the stars here. Like if she's focusing,
dance with me.
because she's doing it right here. She doesn't have it here. But also again, like this is the one that has the eye bags and shit. But graphically, this one doesn't. So I could cop to it being like an inconsistency with the model. Also, is she using this in like a different way? Dog, she is straight up just cutting holes in the hollow. She's straight up just cutting holes in the hollow. This is how gnarly her control of ether is. She's just cutting holes. More things for the Sunbringer page. It looks like I'm making a fucking little scrapbook of Sunbringer. She does have the scar, and it looks like a fucking crucifix. It looks like a cross, dude. It's not a crucifix, but like it looks like a cross. Where's the non-gong lore? Non-gongs is like an X. This is like a straight up cross. You think she might have had wings? I don't know. I mean, it could be that all three of them have a scar. It doesn't matter if they're organic or not. It could be that all three of them have a scar to denote the fact that like a piece of the original was put into them. Like they had to be sliced open in the back to have that piece of the original. Whether it be like from the memory or like from the ether, whatever, like they just had to like implant something. So all three of them would have a scar. And like maybe that's how the process went, was like the original split and put themselves into like the three bodies, but like from the back. Because we do know that cerebral spinal fluid is part of like what circulates the ether throughout the body and throughout the nervous system. And that is why Harumasa is like all fucked, because the density of his is like way higher, which is why they were using it to make drugs, essentially. Again, you see in the present, even when she does have the stars there, she doesn't have the same awake look. She's checked out mentally. But I'm really starting to lean on it being a model inconsistency at this point. Like I think they were just using the old model there. And like in the slower bits, they're like using the new one to denote like how tired she is. Right before she goes to smash Remy to the wall, her eyes shift mid-animation. Oh. Yeah, because here, again, we see very clearly that she's good. Like, she's got the sparks there. And then this is such a crazy move, bro. I feel like I'm not liking how close we are on the fucking Tiamat thing, bro. This is like a really, like you can see the snout here and the mouth. This is a really draconic silhouette. This is like a really, really draconic silhouette. Like the head of a dragon. Yeah, looks like a dragoon spear thrust. No, for real, from like Final 14. Yeah, she's always been like pretty obviously a dragon. Like at least representative of one, especially with like the naming like convention. And you can also see the scar here. Yeah, that's a crazy scar. But my thing is the silhouette is just so draconic. Like it, oh, her eyes go from dead to lit up. Maybe the OG has to be in control for her to use the abilities. There's the mouth, like the crest, right? And would continue upward like that. Like you could say this is the head of a dragon. But of course, like as with the way the cape is flowing, with the way the hair looks, I can't go back anymore. I have a limited number of undos. Whoopsie. But with the way the cape looks, this also looks like a very serpentine tail, right? And the hair ends here, and the tail like begins over here. I'm like fucking Reshiram, bro. A dragon versus a bird with nice knees. Are we doing checkups and quick hopping between the bodies? I would not be surprised. Like a traditional Chinese dragon? Honestly, it could be either, because they tend to have like similar faces. Like it's the body structure that changes, but they tend to have similar faces. I think I can just barely make out the fact that the stars are lit up here. And that is like straight up ether. Like that is just condensed ether. Wait the fuck a second, bro. Wait the fuck a second. Hear me out. If they're in Roscaelifer right now fighting, right? They're in like the Tower of Roscaelifer fighting. Why would the ether density be high enough for her to be able to do this? Again, looking like she's cutting holes in the fucking hollow with the same kind of like bubble disruption. You can see the bubbles just like when Miyabi cut the hole in the hollow. It could be like full stop. It could be that she's just this insane at controlling ether and she's like condensing it in real time and doing that and leaving like a similar effect. Could be Void Hunter weapon stuff. W engine? The frequencies. Yeah, she hit a crazy frequency. Somebody just caught a vibe here. She just caught a crazy vibe. But the Proxy's having an ether-sensitive constitution. Well, the funny thing is, them having an ether-sensitive constitution was backtracked by the fact that they're not in Roscaelifer. So that leads me even more to think that Roscaelifer is like an inverted hollow because, again, the inversion of a hollow would be something essentially devoid of ether, right? Which would mean, as an ether vacuum, it would be a place where people who grew up there wouldn't be tolerant to ether at all. So the ether-sensitive constitution thing could mean that the people born in Roscaelifer don't have any fucking ether aptitude because they've just not been around it. Because Roscaelifer as like a city is just so devoid of ether in the air, ether particulate. Yeah, Chinese dragons have antler horns and Western dragons have like goat horns. And the antler horns tend to be like very fine pointed. They also don't look like bone for the most part. They tend to look like they're part of the dragon, as far as I'm aware. See, it's just a beautiful lie is another thing too. Of like, oh, yeah, she's just chill here. Scam hollow is the crazy part. The scammo hollow? If we call it the scam hollow, it'd be so fucking funny. Dude, her weapon is so fucking rad. Do we agree that she's electric attacker? But you bet it, you bet. Do we have any kind of silhouette here that we can pull from? What's interesting to me about this frame is that her weapon is like literally making half of the shit. This is cool though. This shot is so cool. I don't know if Dracina's back is exposed, so you would be able to see it. And the visuals freaking out like static here is also really interesting. But I think that's also because of the ether density, because we see the same thing happen when Bringer becomes a sacrifice. But it was localized to just. She's the only thing that is not, like, she's on a different layer. And we saw this happen before too, when everything reacted to the creator. But this whole thing looks like an eye. It could be like the radial effect that they applied, but it does look kind of like an eye. What I'm looking for is like the branch structure of the creator, which I'm not seeing here. But the interesting thing though, it's gonna be kind of hard to see. You can see here kind of like, oh my god, I didn't have the brush up. You see here kind of like this is all leaking from the weapon, right? But it's also leaking from her. When we saw the Void Hunter weapons reacting, they were kind of just like oozing on their own. Like, we looked at Talus and it was like, it was gooping. But she's also gooping. So it could be as a construct, she's just like, she is the host of the Void Hunter weapon. She is the host of the Enchanter. I would not put that as, like, I would not put that past them. So it could be that she's just a walking Void Hunter weapon. In the sense of, like, it's bound to her and not the spear, specifically. But I say that gives her more life? I don't know. I don't think so. Or the Void Hunter weapon made by some long-lost experiment? I mean, if it's old Civ, we call that too. Think something let you leak out when you get older? I guess, man. I'm at like 300 plus. I ain't seen any kind of leakage. Aside from tears. And again, we see that she is also like radiating with this shit. What I'm also looking for is like, are we gonna see her symbol at all? It's not coming out for this. This shit though, we see, I mean, her symbol is technically the ether symbol, but like this active corruption is just fucking insane. But the inversion of the eye is kind of insane here. I think these are gonna be the most like worthwhile to go frame by frame in because these are the hand-drawn sections. And then it switches back to the model itself.
And this grand, magnificent celestial nexus. This supposed utopia everyone takes pride in. Just how many lies have you spun to protect this so-called truth? What exactly are you afraid of?
Stella Spey is Star of Hope, right? That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. What exactly are you afraid of, our Star of Hope? That's gotta be it. And if she is like the one who leads them into war, as like the commander of the Void Hunters, as like a symbol of hope, she would literally, like her eyes being the star, her symbol being the star, she would literally be the Star of Hope. What exactly are you afraid of, our Star of Hope? Doesn't fit the captions. Are we like going to assume that it is just 2 words and that it changes in like every language to fit like what that title would be? If so, I would think it's something relating to that. If it's not Star of Hope, we could say North Star. We could say Guiding Light. We could say Guiding Star. What exactly are you afraid of, our Guiding Star? And seeing it's 2 blocks. So it would just be 2 characters? Oh, that was essentially different if it wasn't 1-to-1. That does make sense. 2 sets of 4 is like Lord Star. Lord Star is another one that fits.
Watch out!
Lone Star is a good one. Is she like struggling with it? She tossed it in the past, and then it transitions back to the present, then back to the past, and it connects. But it connects when she's using Thaumiel, bro. They go and they slap each other around a bit. Oh, did it shatter here? Yeah, it's shattered. In Japanese, it's written the equivalent of quotations. It's likely a name, like how Dios is the world, and considering its length, it's likely katakana, implying it's a loan word. Oh. In the past, she broke through Remielle's, like, defense. It switches back to the present, and she's about to get hit by it. And then it goes to Sunbringer, who kind of like flashes awake and says, watch out. So I'm not sure that's intended to be like, because in Spanish it's 3 words. That's fucking crazy. That's a lot of words. They're trying to say she used the same move she used in the past. That's how Remy knew it was a copy, because real Sunbringer wouldn't use the same move twice. Well, Remielle knew it was a copy walking in there. So my thing is, this almost, like, it just barely catches her. Like, it's about to. So Sunbringer says, watch out there, right? This grazes her. She grabs it back, and it looks like she's struggling with it. It could be that she's possessed. It could be that she's trying to warn her. Lost Star? It would line up with the Bangbu Prince story, but then it would be a star searching for another star. Because then they stop the fight entirely after that move. Yeah, this is probably a fake one.
I'll find the you who knows the whole truth.
Yeah, it feels like she could have killed Remielle, especially because Remielle was not using Thaumiel. It feels like she's mocking her. It has to be a title of reverence. Like, it has to be a show of like, I'm saying that you are above me. So what are you afraid of, our president? Right? It would be something like that, but it would be 2 words. Which is the weird thing. That's why I made the big deal of like breaking down the sentence, because we can infer what she's trying to say. Like, we can kind of grasp what the meaning is, but we just don't have the exact title. I'm thinking that like this is probably, I think this could be fire. Like, something here could be, one of these 2 is fire. Damn, I look like a fucking psycho with this like scrapbook looking thing. I need a green screen and a cork board. I mean, I use a green screen, but I don't have a cork board. Holy shit, did you just fucking solve it? Did you just solve it? Lady Dawn? Yo, Dawn Lady. What are you afraid of, our Dawn Lady? Oh, shit. That might just be it. You really do have a way with words. That's crazy. Our Lady Dawn. And it makes sense contextually. Like, it could be her title. It also might fit for her Monarchic title. Yeah, the Lord and Lady of New Eridu. They could just refer to her as Dawn, which is just 2 characters. Dude, what the fuck, man? The Star Lady, yeah. It's gotta be someone with Star. Star Lady, Dawn Lady is like what? Fat Lady? Korean's 5, and is that Starley fits for all three. Okay. I'm adding that to subtitles. I mean, SCAR lady. And if we go like, yeah, the 2 sensor, the 7 sensor. Yeah, this is like that's a title. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Y'all. Another name that the Senora de Estrella, that's also the Virgin Mary. The cross in the back does not help. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.